time. It is Thursday, and I am pumped up for tonight's show, you guys. We got a special one. It's very, very seldom that you can get a head coach during the season to give you his time and take some time away from game planning. So we are definitely excited and appreciative of tonight's guest. I know you guys are in the thick of it. Some of you young football players, there's going to be a lot of gems for you guys to take away from tonight's show. Some of you parents, you coaches out here, this is the show for you. So let's get right into it. But before I get officially into it, I do have to take some time to give a birthday shout out to my young man, Austin Wood. He's giving me a break. He's giving Dad a break to be here with you guys for a second before we go sing some happy birthday. So happy 16th, son. Love you to death. But tonight we got a good one, man. Obviously, Coach Barlow has this isn't his first rodeo. You know, he is currently the head man over at Tennessee State Division I school. A lot of you kids say, hey, I'm a Division I athlete. Well, this is the guy who goes division. He is a former player, you guys, played for the Jags Super Bowl champ with the Tampa Bay Bucks. He has won championships at the professional level. He's been coached by the best. He coaches with some of the best. And we're excited to get into tonight's show with tonight's guest. So let us welcome none other than the great Coach Reggie Barlow. How's it going, Coach?
Man, everything is good. I really appreciate you guys inviting me on here. Happy birthday to Austin. Hope he enjoys 16th birthday. That's that's one of those monumental ones at 16, right? So birthday, Austin, brother. I hope you enjoy your birthday.
That's big, Coach. You get a shout out, Austin, from Coach Barlow. Not too many people getting that, but let's get into it. Tennessee State football, you guys. We're talking D1. We're talking with one of the best of them. First year, so he's building the program. We feel so good about Coach Barlow. We sent 3 of our own before you go pro athletes to go get in the trenches with Coach and go find a way to build this program. So I'm excited to have you on, Coach. And let's get right into it. All of the bottom ticker topics are right there for you guys to check out. And the first one, Coach, is lesson learned. You know, I already showed Coach Markham right here. Obviously a legend, especially in the HBCU ranks. You've been around Gruden. You've been around Coughlin, Coach. So I know you've taken some nuggets from so many greats that you've been around. And I want to ask you, when you think back to some of the people you've been coached by or been around, what are some of the keys that you take from them?
One, and all 3 of those guys obviously have had a huge impact on who I am as a coach. And, one of the main things is how you treat people. It starts with caring and understanding and treating people right. Those are definitely some of the things that I learned from all 3 of those coaches, Coughlin, Gruden, and, of course, Coach Markham. Yeah, just treating people right, man, and then populating yourself with good people. In order for me to be an effective coach, to be an effective guy at this position, we have to populate ourselves with other good people, and that's other good coaches that's going to Paul revere our message that we come up with to say to our team. So that's, the things that I've learned since I've been a head coach. Obviously, I've become a little bit more patient as older as I've been doing this. I think maybe 17, 18 years now as a head coach, but definitely have learned a lot.
Wow, that's amazing. And I know you're so smart, Coach, that I know you took so much from those gentlemen and even your assistant coaches. I know you still learn from them as well, too. Let's get into our next topic, Coach. I want to get you in and out because I know you guys got a big game this weekend. But this is a big one because you're in the midst of a culture change. You know, you're coming to take over for Eddie George, and you're putting your fingerprint on the program, Coach, and everything is going in the right direction. People can't see everything that's going on behind the scenes. And I know you're doing the right things, Coach. So I want to ask you, when you think about the guys that are on the team that have been there, that have already put in blood, sweat, and tears for Tennessee State. But then also you've got to, embark upon this new journey, your journey. How do you balance developing young guys, but also serving old guys?
Yeah, I mean, it was, Eddie George and his staff did a good job here. And, they got there and, won the championship last year. So obviously there were some good football players on the team. We had, maybe 30 guys that left though. So there was a lot of filling in we had to do. I think we had 43 guys on the team on the roster when we got the job here, and we had to hit the ground running and find some guys. But before we hit the ground running, we definitely wanted to embrace and engage and get to know the current players that was still staying back. Have a lot of respect for them and what they had built here at Tennessee State. And many of them, out of their 40, they're still around the program, and they've done a good job of adjusting to how I manage as a head coach and the things that we're talking about, our tiger language and how we speak and how we communicate amongst each other. So I commend them. Whenever you're mixing that many guys in there, you got to get them to care for each other because they don't particularly know each other. But that was the experience that I got from the UFL. We were changing players like that every other year. You're going to have that many guys leaving. So that prepared us for this new age transfer portal type deal. So we were able to make it work. I commend our coaches and our players for having the want to and the desire to be good teammates to each other.
Is that something, Coach, you can decipher pretty quickly who you want on your ship, or does that take time from the old regime?
Yeah, I mean, it takes some time. I mean, we got here in the spring, kind of late, but our deal then was we was just here just to observe. We were going through player ran practices and that type of stuff, and we just wanted to observe the guys and see who were the guys that were going to set themselves apart as leaders or set themselves apart as guys that wanted to continue to be a part of our team. So it's always a work in progress. You're not going to get buy-in from everybody. That's just part of the business. And, in those situations, you just have to redirect their career path if they don't completely buy in.
No, that's amazing, Coach. And I know that so many of the athletes that were there, like you said, have bought in. So I appreciate you sharing that. We've got the great Ernest Munoz joining us, of course, from San Antonio. His son is legit. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Sophomore playing down in Texas, Tennessee State. Who knows? Who knows? So let's get into our next topic. And Guru, we'll start off with you on this one, man. This one caught my attention, but it's not too much. Too many times that you see a head coach get fined $100K, get fined six figures. But the coach from Arizona has recently attributed some of his money to an incident, an incident that took place on the sideline last weekend. A guy fumbled, the running back DeMarco, and he got in his face. He actually put his hands on the guy, and you see guys standing around him trying to console him. But you see in the left-hand picture, coach is right there with him, where he can see him and knows that he's not happy. So I want to talk to you about this, Q, because everything's caught on camera nowadays, and they thought it was enough in the NFL to fine him $100K. What's the line for a player-coach relationship when a coach isn't happy with a guy? Maybe has been telling them something. What's the line as far as discipline?
I mean, you're supposed to be able, man, as an adult to effectively communicate, especially as an NFL head coach. So be it that that's the case, if you can't get your point across, verbally, then that, to me, that's on you, right? These are grown men, so you can't be where you're trying to get physical, man, with a grown man, and that's not going to end well for you, right? So it's one of those things where you need to go back to the drawing board and really maybe think about, man, well, who exactly are we drafting, right? We're looking at our 53-man roster, and reevaluate our character, but Nah, man, if you at that position, you getting paid too much money as a coach, you need to be able to effectively communicate with your players, man, without having those type of issues.
Okay. And once again, this was on camera. A lot of people seen it. It went viral. So I'm sure that played into the money he's coughing up. Coach Barlow, talk to me. What's the line maybe at the college level? Obviously, you know, these kids, they're not little kids, they're young men. What's the line as far as discipline at the college level?
Yeah. I mean, you got to have emotional intelligence, as we say to the players all the time, and being in control of your emotions. And for me, man, I can barely lift a Twinkie, so I'm not about to and have these guys be able to say they stood on business on me. So we're going to communicate the best way we can, man. Football is an emotional game, and there's a lot of array of emotions, highs and lows, and you know, there's times where you just, you know, your gut just wrench. And, but, you know, at the end of the day, when you're put in a leadership position, you're head coach, you got to make sure, or a coach, period, you got to make sure that you're not, you know, actively hitting players and that type of stuff. So, I mean, things have changed, right? I mean, back in the day, I mean, Coach Markham and coaches that coached back then, I mean,
Coach Parcell,
you might have got punched or something, hit side to head. But unfortunate situation. I'm sorry that it happened. I hope those guys are able to recover from it and go on to be able to play the rest of their season.
Yeah, and it was a very interesting dynamic because sometimes you'll see other players step in the way of that type of interaction, but this is the head coach. So none of the players actually stepped in the way. They were standing there, but nobody actually said, Coach, that's enough. So it was a very interesting dynamic. But like you guys said, heat of the battle, sideline. Q, is it different if it's player to player? Is it okay player to player and just not coach to player?
No, it's not okay player to player either, because usually see what happens is, as we well know, when you have a situation like that, that's going to carry over to the locker room, either halftime or after the game when it's player to player. So a lot of times boys won't let that go. They'll be like, all right, cool, no problem. Halftime, and then now you got boys, as soon as they get in their locker room, now they still into it, man. So now player to player can get way worse than player to coach situation.
Okay.
Way worse.
All right. So there you go, you guys. And keep that in mind. If you're heated about one of your teammates, don't get physical. Or if you're a coach listening to this, definitely do not get physical. We've got the great coach Reggie Barlow with us, enjoying our time. This is in the midst of the season, you guys. Division I coach. This is his first year at Tennessee State. A few of our Before You Go Pro athletes. Gonna talk to some more about Coach Barlow, but we appreciate his time. And you guys root on the Tigers this season because they're doing their thing. And there's some big things on the prowl with the Tigers. So let me get into the next topic, Coach, because obviously this is real time for you. And this is the transfer portal. You had to get some kids out of the portal. You said some kids left and went in the portal. But finally, they're trying to put a few reins on the portal. They have disregarded and cut out the spring portal. So you don't have to worry about that, Coach. And then they put the actual dates in place, only a 15-day window in January, right before the playoffs, for kids to jump in the portal. So when you think about this, Coach, because I know you're up on it, them putting the guardrails, does this help more the coaches? Does this help more the kids that are currently out of school battling for a spot? Or does this help more maybe the high school or junior college kids?
Man, I feel for high school guys. I really do. I can't say that it helps them because, there's teams that's gonna find themselves there in that portal as soon as it open up and, try to fill pieces of guys that have some type of college experience, of guys that knows what it's like to walk on a college campus and go to class, to wake up on your own and that type of stuff. So it's really, obviously going to put a dent there for high school guys, but it is what it is at this point. I know we're a team that, we'll take high school guys But obviously there will be some guys that'll be in the transfer portal and junior college guys that will be adding to our team. So, you have to picture there a Pokey, like last year. I mean, it was great finding him at the junior college, and he's been just a great student athlete for us, smart guy, and obviously he's contributing on our team and offensively. I mean, not offense, defensively, and on special teams. So definitely happy to have him. And those are the type guys when we talk to our coaches on the type of guys that we want to bring in the program. Responsible young men that love playing football and has a passion for getting an education. So he's the ideal type guy that when you're talking about adding a transfer, whether out of the portal or junior college, he's certainly the type of kid that we want to bring to the program.
I love it. I love it, Coach. And no, we want to keep that pipeline going between our program and yours. And I know there's some big things coming. Q, did they take away a little too much cutting out the spring portal, or you think this is the right move?
No, I think it's the right move, man. You got to put some type of parameters on this. We talked about this a lot. Because at this point, man, with this, you get tired of seeing kids in 3, 4, 5 schools, right? At some point, man, you're losing that element of what this game teaches, which is being able to fight through adversity and the least little bit of pushback. I land here. I'm not with the ones. I'm out. I'm not with the ones here. I'm out. It is over and over and over again, man. And that's not this sport. And that's one of the best things about this sport is this game teaches you how to fight through adversity in multiple ways, right? And abusing the portal is working against that fact. So I'm glad they put parameters on.
Okay. All right. You heard the guru. He said abusing the portal. He feels like people been going way too much, dipping into the portal. We see the great Coach Fall saying good info tonight, Coach. Hope the players are taking note, and Coach is out in Alabama. And there's some dogs out there too that Coach probably want to pay attention to.
One of the things also about the transfer portal is, man, you see the numbers shows that a kid that leaves from one program, you can't just say it's for everything, but a kid that leaves from one program and goes to another one, his time and his stats significantly drops. We had a kid that played at Tennessee State that had almost 1,000 yards and transferred out. And at this point, I think he got maybe 1 or 2 catches.
He's not getting Gary, touching the ball, and that is that what happens with that, or just seeing kids, just chasing the bag, right? And it happens to them as well, man. You go somewhere else, you say you Tulsa or Southern Miss, and you, like you said, Coach, you 1,000, 1,200 yard back doing your thing. Building up your resume, and you leave and go to Oregon. Well, it's going to be, man, like 3 more 5-star backs in the room. So you're not going to come in getting no touches for real. Now you chasing the bag, but you're not going to play.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, man, sometimes, man, you gotta really step back and appreciate where you at and go to work where you at, man. And not always, the grass is not green. And you kids going to have to realize that, man. Like, if you somewhere that they really wanted you to be there, be the man where you at. If you want to get a shot on Sundays, you can do that from where you at. You don't have to jump ship. The only time I would ever tell a kid to jump ship is something in regards to what me and Coach T dealt with. If your head coach or your recruiting coach and he leaves, then okay, cool, I'm out. Because that man recruited you. So if you can't follow him to the school that he's going to, then okay, I might pivot. But if everybody is there to recruited you, they know who you are, and they giving you a shot and really wanted you there, man, make noise where you at, man.
Yeah, that's a great point. And man, I'm a prime example that you can go to a small school, a HBCU school, and still get drafted. In 1996, the best, if you ask most draft analysts, they'll tell you the best draft class for a wide receiver was probably 96, and then they've talked about another draft class here recently, but I was blessed to be a part of that draft class, 4th round draft pick from Alabama State. So, if you go and you do what you're supposed to do at the university that you're at, man, you'll get seen. And then that money that you may not have made on the front end, and I get it, man. Throwing those dollars up in front of these kids, it's hard to turn down, especially when you come from, maybe not the best situations. But I just wish, I hate it for like that kid, for example. I know he would have got a legit chance to go and play in the NFL and show his stuff now. But now with no stats, it's going to be hard. Yeah.
Or if you do, you know what it is, coach. Or if you do, instead of possibly, even if you a second day guy, now you're gonna end up being, undrafted or whatnot, and have to go preferred free agent or whatnot, because you're not getting no touches. So all you can do now is test out good, because you're not getting no film. Y'all know what it is. Mm-hmm. Stay where you at, man. If you, especially, man, you a running back or receiver, man, stay where you at and get your catches. So you can show these scouts some film. That way you don't have to rely all on testing.
Especially if you are with a coach like Coach Barlow.
Yeah,
Coach Barlow just told you who he's been coached by and who he has in his phone, who he has relationships with. So do the math. Don't just listen to your friend that says, go get a bag. Hey, I'm here. I'm getting the ball. Coach Barlow got the connections. I'm staying here. So you guys got to do the math before you just hop in the portal. Appreciate you sharing that, Coach. We're on to our next topic, and this is one I definitely wanted to bring up with you, Coach. And we got Coach for a couple more minutes here. So if you do have a question, get ready to fire away before we let Coach get back to his game day prep. But the mental race, Coach, the mental race. I mean, you've done it at the NFL level. You've done it at a high level in college. You are taking the reins of this Tennessee State team, but it takes time. It takes time. Sometimes the season's a little bit longer than these kids expect. How do you get your team ready, Coach, for the long season mentally?
Yeah, we started in training camp, man. We try to make training camp and practice as hard as anything, so they will be prepared for the mental race and staying in it throughout. And there's things that we communicate with our guys, words that we use in terms of our communication that speaks to being mentally strong, being able to overcome adversity. We live by this thing called a dash, and that's DASHH, and the A in that dash is attitude, having a positive and conquering attitude, because there will be another A, and that's called adversity. And the mark of a man is how you show up when you are under stress and pressure, when there is adversity. So, and you're going to have that throughout the season. You may drop a game. You may win a game, but not play your best and still, have some mental stuff going on. You may family members, surgeries and all type of stuff. So we're constantly talking to them about the mental part of the game. And for us, it's good to have players with great skill set, and it's good to have players that understand the game, but everything starts with mindset for us, because if you got great skill set but you don't have mindset, then you may not be able to overcome and do the things that you need to do. So we're talking about relationship, mindset, skill set, and then scheme in that order for us, because we want the mental part. We want young men that are mentally tough and young men who've had to go through some stuff. And as we try to say, man, we were built for the storm, and we don't, the calm don't suit us, so things gonna come up. We're gonna manage it. We're gonna adjust, and we're gonna adapt, and we're gonna be better by it and not bitter. And those are the things that we've tried to do and sell on to our young men.
I love it. I love it. Q, I want to put you in the coach seat. You the coach right now for University of Texas. You coaching DBs. I need you to go recruit me a couple of corners. Are you going to be able to tell if these kids can get beat deep and forget about it just by recruiting, or you think you got to wait and see?
See in high school that if you have, especially on the corners, if you have a 4 or 5 star kid, often enough at some point in high school, they don't get challenged, right? Because they already know that they're dense, so they'll go away from them a lot. So it's almost like you don't really get a good in some cases, man, you don't get a good enough look until you almost bring them in. Like, they're a great athlete, great player, but it's hard to kind of gauge them sometimes in high school because people aren't going at them. So it's like, it's a little bit more difficult to, at least at that position, to evaluate.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Mm.
Coach, when you think about your evaluations, what's the hardest position for you?
Man, honestly, I wouldn't say just necessary position. Obviously, the corner position is one. You got to ask the right questions when you're recruiting these guys to the high school coaches and find out, man, have they ever been through anything? What adversity have they suffered through? Because, ain't nothing worse than getting a kid that you like, and then from a mental toughness standpoint, they just don't have it. And that's kind of hard to build in a person. If they're not naturally wired to be mentally tough. So asking the right questions when you're recruiting guys. We ask the guys all the time, do you love football or do you like football? And the answer we're looking for is no, I love football. And, sometimes they say that, but it's not that. It could be they think they love it, but it's a strong like. So the mental piece is always a work in progress because these are young men, 18, 19, 20, who haven't experienced a whole lot. And that's why we want to challenge them as much as possible in practice. So that part of it can come out of them and they can be, mentally tough as far as when we get to the games and all of that stuff.
I love it. I love it. So, hey, it starts in practice. It starts with the training. And Coach was fast in practice. He was fast on the game field. And we're going to see how fast he is on this lightning round that we're about to go through. So let's get ready. This is the lightning round. Coach through the lightning round before, but we're going to see because I got a good list, Coach. I got a good list. Either or. You got 60 seconds, and the way it works is first thing. Let me make sure I got my phone. All right, got my stopwatch. First thing that comes to your mind, Coach. So 60 seconds. Okay, it's the zeros here on the watch. We got Coach at zeros. He's got 60 seconds to get through my list. He knows. I know there's places to eat in Nashville, Coach. You got a dinner on the locker room show. If you can get to 15 or more, 15 answers or more in 60 seconds, Coach Barlow's got a dinner on me and Q. So we got him at zeros. You ready to roll, Coach?
Yes, sir.
All right. First thing that comes out of Coach Barlow's mind when I say my list and unfiltered. So first thing, Coach, don't elaborate. We want to go fast. All right. We want to get to 15. He gets one protector left. All right. Number one. First thing that comes to your mind, Coach. Sidney Lanier High School. Go.
Super Bowl champions.
Tom Coughlin.
Disciplinary.
Favorite fish to eat.
Bass.
Best DB you ever played against.
Champ Bailey.
Italian food or Mexican food?
Italian.
Warren Sapp.
Great player.
Grits with sugar or grits with salt?
Sugar.
Favorite ice cream topping?
Strawberry.
Coach Houston Markham.
Tough.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Great city.
Scary movie or comedy?
Comedy.
He's rolling. Gatorade or coconut water?
Gatorade.
Time. Coach was rolling.
Yeah,
he's ready for
good.
that 2-minute drill.
Yeah, we got to check that out.
You said Gatorade, right, Coach?
Yeah, he said Gatorade.
Yeah,
Okay,
Gatorade.
all right. He's in the mix. Let's add him up. Once again, he's got to get 15. One with the tech delay. So even 14 puts him in the mix. We got Alan Ortiz, the wide receiver from New Mexico State. got to 14, 15 with the tech delay. And we got Coach Logan from Midwestern State. They're tied at 15. All right, let's see how Coach Barlow did. Number 1, Sidney Lanier High School. That's his old high school. He says Super Bowl. Number 2, Tom Coughlin, his old coach for the Jacks. He says disciplinarian. Number 3, favorite fish to eat. He was on it. He's a fisherman. He says bass. Number 4, best DB you ever played against. He says Champ Bailey. Number 5, Italian food or Mexican food. Coach says, give me the Italian food. Number 6, Warren Sapp, his old teammate. He says, great player. Number 7, Coach Houston Markham, his old coach from college. He says, tough. Number 8, grits with sugar or grits with salt. Coach says, put some sugar on those grits. Number 9, favorite ice cream topping. He switched it up. He said strawberries. Number 10, Nashville, Tennessee, where he's currently at. He says great city. Number 11, scary movie or comedy. He's going with the comedy. And number 12, Gatorade or coconut water. Coach says, give me the Gatorade. So with the tech delay, Coach gets 13. Very close, Coach. Very close. We love it, Coach. All right, so we are on to our last section of the show. Thank you guys for joining us. We're live, baby. We're live with Coach Barlow, Tennessee State D1 head coach. They got a game this weekend. If you have a question, put it in the comments section because we're live. But Guru, I know you got something for Coach.
I do actually, Coach. Well, first, I'm going to start with a story. Then I'm going to lay the question on you. So I'm going to take y'all back to 1999, right? So Kansas, we playing Notre Dame on the road. Now, it's the first annual ever Eddie Robinson kickoff class, right? So we warming up on the 50. Coach comes out to the 50 because he's doing the coin flip, you know. So we go out there, we talking to him. So he starts telling it. We asking all questions or whatnot. And Coach tells us his story. And he was like, man, we was like, Coach, we y'all really that good? He said, listen. He said, I'm going to tell y'all. He said, I had so many boys. He said, I had so many players, great players coming through Grambling. He said, I used to be on the phone begging Bear Bryant to get a scrimmage. Now, you got to understand, Alabama is that. Like, that, right? We talking the 60s now. You know, right. That was that day at their pinnacle now. We talking about ranked top 2, 3 in the country. Coach said, boys, I used to beg. He said, I used to call that office. He said, for years trying to get a scrimmage. He said, Coach, don't even worry about, you know, coming to Tuscaloosa. I mean, he said, we'll come to Tuscaloosa. Don't even worry about coming here. We'll bus out there. We'll come. Just do a short. He said, man, Bear Bryant and them didn't want no smoke. So that being said, Coach, do you, especially with you going to a HBCU, if young players knew history like that story, they would you'd be more inclined, don't you think, to take HBCUs more seriously playing for these schools?
Oh yeah, man. You know, Coach Eddie Robinson coached a lot of really great football players, had a lot of championships, won a lot of games. You know, these everything is so glamorized right now. To you know, the HBCUs we're on ESPN, ESPN and that type of stuff. So we are the things that students, football players talk about. They want a chance to get an education. They want a chance to be seen and play on TV, the media exposure. So you'll get all of that at an HBCU. And the other thing is they want to go pro.
Yeah.
And Tennessee State is number 1 or number 2 out of all FCS schools with guys being drafted. And that's majority schools and everything. It's Tennessee State and it's Grambling, the 2 schools with the most drafted football players that have gone there. And then, you know, we got Hall of Famers here. They got Hall of Famers at Grambling, Hall of Famers at Jackson State. I think Jackson State has more Hall of Famers than Mississippi State and Ole Miss. So
see, this is what these kids don't understand, Coach. A lot of these D1 schools, man, these coaches was great coaches, but a lot of these coaches, they was all right as a player, or didn't really play at all. They just a great coach as far as X's and O's. See, what you young guys don't understand, when you go to HBCUs, 9 times out of 10, your coach was in the league, dog. Right? Yeah. Every kid I done talked to that I ball with, a lot of the staffs at HBCUs, they was in the league.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's what you don't get. If you can go to the Nebraskas and all that, that's fine. But these coaches, those coaches, they wasn't there where you trying to get to. These HBCUs, your whole squad.
His staff is loaded. Coach Barlow.
That's my point. But that's my point. That's what these kids don't understand. So they wouldn't be so quick to be, if I'm a 4-star, I'm gonna jump in Oregon. Man, if my goal is getting to the league, I want a ball for who been there already.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee State has the only player drafted number 1 overall, Ed Too Tall Jones, who's just been nominated again for Hall of Fame. I mean, he went to Tennessee State. He was the number 1 pick overall. So
I never knew that.
Yeah. So if you want to be a number 1 draft pick overall, it can happen at Tennessee State. If you want to own your TV network, Oprah went to Tennessee State. You could do that too. If you want to be a singer, Earth, Wind, and Fire, their members went to Tennessee State. I mean, I can keep going on.
That's history these boys got to know. That's what I'm saying. See that, man. That's why I had to tell the story. Because if these kids knew the history, they would be more inclined to be like, wait a minute.
And Q is in Nashville. I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, obviously, man, big shots out to my man here, Dwayne Buchanan, man, a business owner here. Man, you know, he was a starting quarterback, man, at Tennessee State. You know why he was there. So, and he used to talk all the time. And, had a great relationship with Steve McNair. It's a great place to be at Tennessee State. I got plenty of partners. Yeah, loved it there. Loved it there, man.
Yeah. We've had, we've been blessed, man. When I got this job, man, I knew history of Tennessee State, but just getting here and looking at the list of names that I'll have to text to you guys one day of 120 something guys that have been drafted from this school.
Yeah, man.
We're talking about 7 or more Super Bowl champions or played in Super Bowls, Hall of Fame guys, and it just, it goes on and on. And the year that Ed Too Tall Jones got drafted, number 1 overall. We had another guy, Humphreys, I think, got drafted the same year, same round. I think he went like 4th or 6th. So you're talking about 2 first-round draft picks in the top 10 from right here at Tennessee State.
That's crazy. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Ben had ballers. That's what these kids got to know this history, man. But like I said, that's why I had to tell that story for that reason. With HBCUs, man, have been rich with talent, man. These kids just don't know the history, and they would be more inclined to be, they would be just like how Travis did. Nah, I'm cool, man. I'm going HBCU. I know, I know what I'm after.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you take little young AT, man, kid wanted to play some football, probably could have stayed and went somewhere else, came down here as a freshman, showed us that he can play. I mean, he played a position I played. So we know what a receiver looked like and what it's supposed to look like. And that young man he travels and he's our starting punt returner.
Yeah. The kid in the middle queue, Anthony Taylor there. Yeah. So, these are all our babies. Pokey, linebacker to the left, Anthony Taylor, and then LJ, another wide receiver on the right. We love all of you guys, and you made the right choice playing for Coach Barlow. I knew they would get developed. I knew they'd have a chance because Coach Barlow doesn't play games. If you deserve to play, you're going to play.
Be out the
games.
Yeah, we don't play classes. We don't play, you're a freshman, we'll wait and see. We red shirt in this class. No, we don't do that.
That's the pro mentality right there. So I love it. But no, we got to let you go, Coach. And then with great HB coming in, he says, Cortez Hankton, his roommate at the All-Star game was a HBCU guy. Yeah, so thank you for sharing that, HB. But no, Coach, I know it's later where you're at. I know you guys are working hard. We wish you the best of luck. And thank you for joining us tonight, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all, man. I really enjoyed it and look forward to coming back.
All right,
Coach. Go Tigers.
All right, go Tigers. See y'all.
All right, you guys. So, hey, we didn't want to keep Coach long because he's getting ready. They're going to get a
Oh
win
yeah.
under their belt this weekend. But, Q, come on, man. How many podcasts are bringing in head coaches, D1 head coach for this type of dialogue? I'm not talking to him about last week's game. We talking about some topics,
Amen. Amen.
only in the locker room, baby.
Hey man, I'm telling you, man. Hey man, somebody call Barstool, man. Y'all need this. Y'all need this, man. I'm telling you.
And on that note, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, you guys, because we've got them lined up for you guys all season. Football is here. We're in the thick of it. We're loving it. So be here with us every Thursday. This is the spot, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. If you're a young athlete looking for some recruiting support, then before you go pro, definitely has you covered there. A ton of resources. We talk to coaches just like Coach Barlow every day. We talk to Coach Barlow almost every other week, you guys. So if you like Tennessee State or a school like that, you need to holler at before you go pro. Also, when it comes to the NIL side of things, NILLC.org, NILLC.org. Find out how to navigate the NIL era, run your camps, start your apparel, start your music label, whatever you guys are into, your streaming channel. Find out how to do it the right way through NILLC.org. So hopefully you guys had a great time tonight. Q, anything for the good people?
Hey man, like I said, I'm continue to say, man, hey, you seniors, man, keep balling. But hey, when these playoffs come, hey, it's gonna be that time here in a minute.
It's right around the corner,
It's
man.
right around the corner when these playoffs come. Hey man, that's your chance to get on the map. That's your chance to get on the map. You're a freshman, you're a sophomore. Hey man, make plays, man. Because scouts they outlook, they doing their job looking, and man, that's your cue right there.
And you heard what Coach said. He's looking for mentally tough players. So make sure that your coach says that you're a mentally tough player too when they start asking about you. Make sure you're going hard at practice. But we love you guys. We're going to let you go. Keep watching football and make some plays this weekend. We'll see you at the top.